Okay, I hope you can all hear me now. Um, Sometimes I forget to check the microphone. Um, I was basically highlighting the levels um on the high time frame and then the lower time frame what we need to reference. So we got um about 30 seconds to go. I intentionally came late because I wanted us to observe the NFP first before I give any comment about what price is gonna happen. All right, so within the next few seconds, it will be wildfire, and then we will talk about it. So I'll be mute for a few minutes, and then we come back. Okay, so um, the news is out. We had a big move to the downside into this London session fair value gap here. Now we still have at least 25 minutes to go before the hourly candle will close. So all eyes on this gap here. Is either they're going to hold and then send price higher, or they're going to break, and then obviously if they break, price is going to go lower. Now we still have some time, especially if we start watching on the 5-minute chart or even the 1-minute chart. We can start mapping out exactly the order flow on the 1-minute chart leading to price trading into that fair value gap. For me to do that, it means obviously we are going to stay here for a long time, but I have to go through the other pairs as well. So if you are trading maybe euro or pound, you can check. If that's all you're interested in, you can check the order flow on a 1-minute chart, map the up candle, mark the fair value gap, and since we are inside the 1-hour fair value gap that happened in London, any shift in the 1-minute chart in terms of order flow will basically lead to price resuming going up, right? And then you can obviously either sell euro or sell the British pound. Okay, but I'm going to go through the other pairs, so my attention might not be on the 1-minute. I'm basically monitoring it from the 1-hour time frame, basically. Okay, or the 15 minutes, but you can do it from that lower time frame if you do have the time to do so. Okay, so it will go all the way to the euro, potential continuation to the downside if the dollar index holds that 1-hour gap. Okay, if it doesn't, then this will create a 1-hour gap potentially on the upside. Okay, let me go to the right. It will create this 1-hour candle, closing above that previous day's low being here, and then they're going above it, so that can also give you the opposite. Same thing with British pound. For some reason British pound has remained stronger because of euro pound trading down. We'll go to euro pound in a second, but we'll go to euro pound in a second, but watch the British pound for the H4 time frame perspective. If dollar index does break the down the fair value gap, I think we will likely create an order block here, this H4 down candle, and then you can drop down to the lower time frame, find the New York session gap, which as it stands potentially this one, and then you can go long in there. That's under a condition, the condition being the dollar will break the down candle, the fair value gap on the 1-hour. It has to break it on the 1-hour, not the lower time frame. Okay, it has to break it on the 1-hour. Once we trade, so the level is this one here, 99.04. if we can close through that, okay, then you can look for the H4 down candle to be activated for a potential long, and you can buy somewhere in here for continuation to the upside. Now, with all that said, okay, it's subject to dollar index, right? So don't ignore that and then go and buy it. Okay. Euro pound, I was actually in a private session not long ago with one of my students, And then I highlighted a few levels for him. He was already short, and I was short too. I closed my trade right here, and I told him that he would trade to that, and that is where we can maybe expect some form of a rejection, because this is OTE. Okay, so we can expect some form of a rejection in here to go back up again. Right, so I'm watching. Maybe it might not be today, it can be today, who knows. We will let price determine that. So euro pound for the week we have come down, but on a monthly basis we have closed above the previous month high. So what I'm expecting is this as a pullback, and we've come down relatively so quick. It took a whole month to go up, and then we've used just 3-4 days to come back down. So that's the beginning of February, that's the end of February, and we've used like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to come back. That sharp movement, in my opinion, is sometimes just a pullback, and then we can go back up again. So watch and let's see how price is gonna behave itself in here. If we get a rejection, then we'll look for long to go all the way back up. I think they've engineered equal highs over here, this high and that high. So if we get a rejection, that will be likely the draw on liquidity. Gold, I'm still not a big fan of it, but let's see how the week is gonna close. Yeah, let's see how the week is gonna close. From the monthly perspective, we should be going back up again, right? We should be going back up again, because we did close bullish, even though it's an inside candle. We did close bullish, so this will just be a pullback, and price is likely gonna go up again. I think I highlighted an area where price can trade to, which is over here, but we haven't got there yet. We have this New York session gap. Now I did have quite an interesting session with my student, which I basically took him from the high time frame to the lower time frame, and was pointing out how you need to be flexible with price, and let price lead and you follow, not the other way around. So in kind of reiterating what I said to him, yes, I'll be expecting them potentially to trade down here, but that doesn't negate the potential that they can create a gap here and then use that to continue going up. Okay, so as it stands, yesterday created this New York session fair value gap, and ideally that should be a sell to continue going down in a perfect normal world. Okay, in a perfect normal world, you sell here, you hold on to it, price goes down, and then that's it, because we are currently flowing to the downside. Now I can be wrong, and then price will break that gap and then basically go up. And when he's doing that, you don't have to force it, you don't have to fight it. Okay, you just need to accept that price, that is what price is doing, and you go with the flow. Okay, so yes, I'll be expecting a continuation to the downside from here, to be precise, from here. If price doesn't do that and then it breaks to the upside, it's gonna come back, and then you buy it to go up, basically. Okay, so that would be my advice on the gold market for now. That would be my advice for the gold market for now. Go with the sell, go with the flow. Okay. Then in going with the flow, if market decides to change, then you change. Okay. If the market decides to change, then you change. And like I said, if you are wrong, it will give you another one over here, and then you go with it. All right. Okay, so let's do that and then see what will happen. Crude oil flying, absolutely frying. It's frying. The crude oil is frying. I should have held on to my long, but I know it closed me out automatically. So, but I'm gutted that I'm not in, but it's all fine. I think I'll get an entry maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Tomorrow, Monday. We are now creating a gap, which is very, very good. On the daily, we've gone now above this down candle. We have a gap here. So next week, I'll be interested in either, depending how we close, either this one for next week or that one, which is this for next week. So it's okay if price does not give an entry for this week. I'll look out for next week as a potential buying opportunity going into next week. And I think this is awesome to see crude oil. This is, price action at its core. Very, very nice. Now, from the weekly perspective, if you go back and you listen to some of the lessons that I was talking about, I said that there is no fair value gap here. There's no fair value gap there. The only fair value gap that exists is all the way up there, which scary, but it is what it is. So if you hear the prices of oil, the prices of energy going up, you know why. It's not random out there. It's because it's happening live on the market. On the monthly chart, we have this gap here, but there's nothing in there really. On the weekly chart, there's nothing there. It's been rebalanced. If you go to the daily, there's nothing there. So all the way up here is where we might get to. So all this movement down here was accumulation. That was all buying happening. Okay, so yes, we might be experiencing a continuation to the upside going into next week. Okay, all right. ES, let's go to the hourly chart. Yes, so ES, I'm expecting basically nothing. Let me go to the daily. Yeah, I didn't have any expectation on this for today. I haven't looked at it today, but it looks like it's trading back down into this order block here. On a 15-minute chart, there is a nice gap that happened. So let's see how price is gonna behave itself over here during this session. Okay, because we did run this low and then we broke up. This was a pullback, but it didn't pull back deep enough. This is the deepest that it can trade to, so watch out for maybe a shift. If we go below this low, expect a quick rejection again. That's if we go below that low, expect a quick rejection. Yeah, because it's Friday and it's the first week of the month. Okay, so that's that for the ES. Moving on to dollar yen. This pair is just playing around. Yeah, we are likely to see something here now. If you can see how the whole week has traded, we went up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We've stayed in that small consolidation. So there's nothing really much happening on the dollar yen. But from the weekly perspective, right, how we close this week is important. Is creating a gap here, and then it's going above the up candle, and then this down candle. Personally, I don't know how it's gonna close, so today's closure is gonna give me more information, so that's what I'll wait for. Ignore everything for now, and then let's wait for how one, the day is gonna close, and then two, how the week is gonna close, and that will give us more information going forward. Same thing applies to the Australian dollar. How the week is gonna close will determine what is gonna happen next. Looking at current price action, looks like we are closing below the up candle, which might suggest that next week we might basically go down. But again, it all depends how today is gonna close. Okay, so more reason to be patient on this pair right here. That's the previous week low. We are closing, if we close this week below it, then maybe they will go below this down candle next week, and we can look for trade ideas based on that. If not, how the week close or how the day close next week, we'll find out and then trade from there. Bitcoin, we've already seen the rejection happening. I was looking forward for that, and that is what we are getting. We currently rejecting that fair value gap on the weekly chart. We don't even have any confirmation yet that we are closing above the previous week high, which is a good sign. But keep an eye on the daily, because the daily will confirm whether what I'm saying will be right or wrong. Watch 69,241 to see if price will break close below it. If we do, that's it. We're gonna come back to that 57,000 level. Okay, so all eyes on 69,241. That's what is gonna cause the confirmation whether we will drop or we will make one more high. Same thing applies to Ethereum. Watch this candle's high, which comes in at 2012. Interesting price level, 2012. If we break, we go lower. If we hold, we may make one more high, but the gap is still there. So even if we break, price might go up and then come back down again. Okay, and then Solana looks like it's already giving up that level, so maybe it's a great sign that the others will also do that. But we haven't closed yet, so subjective. Let's see if we close, and then we will look for, so Solana will be the weakest one to continue going down, and then you can look for continuation to the downside. Hype, we will probably go down to do some rebalancing down here and then here. Watch that up candle right there, and then this fair value gap here, right? I think price it's likely gonna go down, so watch out for that. Shachki, nothing really happening, but yeah, the narrative is still the same. Nothing has really changed. We might go for the previous month low, where is it, here, before going up to the level that I highlighted. Okay, so keep an eye on that. And then finally, the AI16Z, nothing has happened yet, so I'm not gonna do much with it, and you shouldn't either. If something happens, I'll bring your attention to it. Okay, so all eyes on, I think we can see that the what is it called again, the dollar index did hold. Now let's go back to the 1 minute chart. This is what I was talking about. So if you're watching it from a 1 minute time frame perspective, order flow, right? So we came down, and then right here, that very candle, that's your confirmation that price is respecting the gap on the 1 hour, and it's gonna continue going up. Then you go euro, sell short, British pound, sell short, and gold obviously didn't even get there, but yeah, sell short to continue going down. Okay, and that's how you navigate price. Take them one at a time. Yeah, but whether we continue going up or down, that I think from 2 p.m. we will find out, because today is Friday. Anything is possible. It's the first week of the month, and the first week has taken price up throughout the whole week, right? We never went down. If you look at the opening price, the weekly opening is here. We never traded below it. So sometimes price, when fear kicks in, fear is more dangerous than greed. Fear can wipe out a whole year in one day. Okay, greed can't control. Fear, no. When fear hits, everything goes blurry. When fear hits, we will say, there's a slang, everything go blur. When fear hits, everything everywhere go blur, right? You will not see properly. So yes, if we start coming down, forget that fact that price went up. And I think I just showed you an example, right? This thing went up throughout the month of February. Okay, it didn't come down, it went up, and then within 5 days we've wiped out all of that, more than half of it. That is fear. Okay, when price is going down, that is fear. When price is going up, that is greed. Price goes down faster than it goes up, right? So I'm just saying that if we don't go up and for some reason they decide to come down, it's gonna be aggressive. But I don't think that will be the case, because dollar index, for some reason, is a safe haven. I don't know why it's a safe haven. Dollar index, and then the yen and gold, these three are safe havens for market in case of any political instability, in case of like what is currently happening between Iran, Israel, and yes, and Swiss. Thanks for that. And Swiss. They are all safe havens for investors during times like this. So because of what is happening, there's a probability that dollar can keep going up. That is why, going with what the market is giving now will be the best option. If we didn't have that, maybe I would have anticipated that this gap here will break, but based on the fact that we still have Trump and his entourage doing what they're doing, we might have dollar index being strong. But don't take my word for it. Let price lead and then you follow. Okay, so with that said, I think my time is up. So I will see you all next week for another live session. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a very great weekend, and I'll see you Monday.